This is the million-dollar, billion-dollar question, whatever you want to call it. Will this trigger the adoption of allocation for sovereign wealth and pension? In other words, the reason, if you were the Norway pension fund, that you didn't hold any Bitcoin, let's stay on Bitcoin for a second, was that the SEC had not allowed it to become an institutional product. People have been debating this for 10 years. But now that you have a spot price, so you can buy this thing in the form of an equity in an ETF in almost 13 different ways, does that allow you, as the Norway pension or the Abu Dhabi or the Dubai fund that has never held it, to put on 0.5% or 1 or 1.5% weighting, which would be a tremendous boom to what the price appreciation could look like over the next 2 years? And my guess is, yes, that's going to happen. It's going to happen slowly, not overnight, but then the question becomes, where are they going to hold it? You can't put it on Binance because the equity ownership there is now held by, unfortunately, a U.S. felon, and so that's going to have compliance problems with your own compliance department. You can't put it on Coinbase because they're in litigation with the SEC, even though they've allowed for a spot product. So who's next? Where does all of that money go? Close to $1 trillion. Well, that looks like it's going to be M2, which has just been launched last November in Abu Dhabi. So for me as an investor who invests in exchanges, I own the Canadian exchanges. I went out of my way to buy a piece of M2 through a company called Phoenix Technologies. That's where it gets really interesting. And I think that's the kind of narrative we're going to have. What happens next?